Hello, everybody. Just gonna share the link to my stream. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. How is the stream quality for everybody? Is it fine? Sounds fine. Does it look fine? Okay, perfect. All right, so good morning, everybody. Streaming from New York, pretty lit. So today I'm expecting, I would say I'm expecting bullishness, and the reason I say that is because we have SMT with previous week low, right? And then after we had SMT with previous week low, we now have SMT with previous day low, right? And then after that, we have an SMT with London low. So I think we're pretty clear for some bullishness today. I have a question regarding prop firms. Please, can you tell me which ones are good? What is your view on funding pips and funding next? I have no clue about I don't really dabble with forex firms at all. And for futures firms, I just look for Top Step. How's the drive? Exhausting, but we made it. We're good. I think what's more exhausting yesterday was actually just like walking around all day in the city. You don't see SMT with London low? I'm just gonna casually annotate some sauce and let you guys figure this one out. It's not it's not very hidden, honestly. It's just in plain sight. So I would be expecting this high. It's pretty obvious because it's a London high, and then I would be expecting this high after that. I think today's bias is pretty clear for me, to be honest. I'm just leaning bullish today. I don't really see any reason for. I mean, I guess we could like come down sweep again, but we've swept. This is the three drives pattern, right? That ICT talks about, and then now we're starting to just blaze higher. The hourly chart is a little clearer. We have SMT 4 hour SMT on the lows with previous low. We have a SMT with previous day low, and then now we have a SMT with previous session low. So you see how that works for stacked SMTs? What would you call this type of SMT with London low? Uh, let's just say it's with I'm just gonna say wicks to damage, bodies tell a story, right? So for me personally, I'm actually already in a position prior to streaming. I entered a position over here at around 8:30. But I'm pretty much these are my targets right now. Right off of this SMT, I'm looking for that turtle soup entry. Looking for some displacement higher. I think at 9:30 volatility, we might get. It looks like YM wants to go lower, so we'll see. See if we can get like YM drive lower, just sweeping liquidity, wicks it, and then continues higher. Either that, or we could get a 9:30 volatility injection into an SMT with London high, and then we can look for maybe lower prices. So that's like the two options I'm looking at right now. So I'll be on eye out for that, and if that does happen, then I'm probably gonna hop out my trade and reassess. But yeah, I feel like this does look pretty good for some bullishness, especially into this weekly fair value gap we're in right now. There's a weekly RDRB, weekly fair value gap, a Nasdaq. YM's kind of doing its own thing, so I'm gonna just let it do its own thing. Yeah, today 9:30 volatility ejection is gonna be pretty crazy, cause it's I think Jerome Powell speaking, and also we have 10 a.m. news. RDRB is redelivered, rebalanced PD array. No, RDRB is something that MXM Trader introduced to me through his course, and then also learned it through another lecture of ICT. Everything that I teach has been taught to me. I haven't like discovered. I mean, I guess I have discovered things on my own, but like after I discovered it, my mentor would pretty much confirm it. So I guess I didn't discover. You know what I mean? It's like you discover things in your own journey, but it's been discovered prior to you. If that makes sense. That's why I never try to claim anything as my own, because it's definitely like if you found it, like someone else found it for sure. Like usually, and if nobody talks about it, then I just talk about it more. So we have our volatility injection in 2 minutes here. See what happens. You teach SMTs in your course on Discord? I haven't gotten to that. I mean, I do teach SMTs and I use SMTs a lot, but as for my like course or mentorship, I haven't really gotten to that point yet. I'm still making. I have like 3, 4 lectures complete. I just have to record them and then post them up. But it's definitely in the works right now. One minute until news drops and also equities open. So if if you feel anxious, uneasy, then I would recommend just like sitting on your hands and letting this play out and then studying it. I'm sure that at 10 o'clock volatility injection there will be a setup as well, or 30 minutes after. I've also moved my stop to break even just in case of this volatility injection. So I would 100% recommend putting a stop loss prior to this news event, and or going to break even if possible. Probably missed it, but what was your entry and why? So my entry was this balance price range over here. All right, right here, entry at this balance price range, because we have SMT with the 4 hour chart, the 1 hour chart, and now 15-minute chart. So I'm expecting price to expand higher for at least London high. So as we approach, what I'm watching right now is Nasdaq, right? It's about to hit London high, so I'm gonna take a partial here as it runs that out, just to protect my position, right? And so as we continue trade, I would like to see displacement past that high. Once again, make sure you take partials along the way so you pay yourself, right? I'm already up 4R, so I'm gonna let the rest run. So that was a pretty quick and easy stream. Should I go enjoy my vacation now? No. I'll stay or I'll answer some questions. So I'm paying attention to London High right now. I want to see all three run through that. How do you recommend taking partials on future if you're only in one contract? I feel like so if you're in one contract, so if you want to take partials, I would recommend just trading in micros. So that way you can if you're trading one mini, trade 10 micros instead. So you can partial out like 5 micros and so. What do you mean, Donnie? We get beautiful trades like this all the time. Also, how do you gauge whether or not to enter before important news or wait until it comes out? I gauge it by SMT, right? So, do you have SMT prior to news or during news? Okay? That's very important. SMT is pretty much the market just telling you, "Hey, it's time to expand." So we have 8 minutes here. I don't like how it's not displacing through London High, so I just took one more partial. I have two more contracts running, and my stop is still at break even. I don't feel like trailing it any closer. Still have 8 minutes for this candle to play out. Welcome, Malik. I'm sure in a 1 minute, this probably looks like a retracement, right? Yeah. I feel like last week there was really bad PA. It's because it was Q4 of the month. It was I want to say it wasn't terrible PA. For me it was more so emotional regulation that kind of screwed me over. Um yeah, I'd say last week was definitely emotional for me cuz like my weekly outlook, like like the weekly outlooks, they're always on point, you know what I mean? So that's like last week was a great example where my analysis was spot on, but my execution was terrible and I ended up losing a bunch. Right? So you can be right in your analysis, but you can be wrong in your execution. So the honest question you have to ask yourself at the end of the day is like, are you making money? If you're not, then your analysis means nothing. Unless, I mean, I guess you could sell your analysis, but right? If you can't execute on it, then you got some work, right? So it is kind of something. I mean, I would say it does sound kind of dumb, but something I do that helps me is I just tell myself, what would a trading robot do right now? Like, if I were to code a robot or an AI or some sort to trade for me, what would it do right now? Is there anything mechanical telling me to get out of the market? Right. So let's say when I got in the market, is there SMT on the higher time frame? Yes. Is there SMT on the lower time frame? Yes. And then there's another SMT on the lower time frame of that. It's obviously bullish, right? Right after we took a major liquidity pool, right? Pool of liquidity on the higher time frame. So objectively, that is extremely bullish. I'm just gonna buy. Now, when I'm managing my trade, I'm gonna ask myself very objective questions. Is there SMT opposing my trade? Right now, no. I'm gonna stay in my trade. I'm gonna keep staying in, right? Are there is there three PD arrays against my trade being invalidated? Right now, no. So I'm gonna stay in my trade. Right? It's just being objective about it rather than emotional. Right now, if I was thinking emotionally, I could be like, "Oh, we just took London high. We could possibly see some lower prices now because we just took that major high. YM looks like it's going further than, like it's just having that hesitation and that fear. But if you think objectively, I'm thinking earlier when it was wicking down, did that make me nervous? Emotionally, yes, that makes me nervous. But objectively, what was I thinking? There's still 8 minutes in this candle. There's time for it to continue higher. What's it most likely doing on the 1 minute? It's just retracing for a higher push, right? So just try to think as objectively as possible and ignore your emotions. And I'm not saying that as in don't pay attention to your emotions at all because sometimes, right, emotions are a great indicator of whether you should be in a trade or not, right? So keep note of your emotions, but learn how to leverage your emotions to your advantage, right? That's where your intuition is built, quote unquote intuition in the market, right? It's from that experience. Your body is telling you subconsciously, like, hey, maybe I don't feel so good about this trade because this, and then you start to logically um, rationalize to see if your emotions are in alignment of the objective analysis. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So now, objectively, I'm looking at price. Okay, if YM hits previous day high first, then I'm willing to take another partial here, right? So it's just all about looking at these key levels of price, where price is could potentially offer some sort of reversal. So that's where I'll take another partial because I see NQ took out previous day high, whereas ES and YM still have room, right? So now I have only one runner left. I'm up 8R on the day. Can't complain. Really can't complain. I still have one runner, by the way. Yeah. That was a very short stream, but I don't think it can get any clearer than that, right? You guys you guys keep asking me for signals and I try to avoid it because I want you guys to learn. But, you know, like I don't know. If that wasn't a signal, I don't know what else is. Mhm. Yeah, but I think it's honestly I think it's going to be a short stream today. I'm not going to lie. Uh I don't even know if I'm going to stay here for 10 a.m. news. Where do you think price is ultimately going today, all the way up or back down from highs? So my expectations overall long term right now, I'm looking at these equal highs for previous week high pretty much, right? And for those that are in the Discord, initially, what am I doing? What did I just do? What did I do? Yo, what's happening? What did I press? Yo, Control Z. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. All right. So this so earlier this week, I'll just show you guys again. Right. Here's my Discord. It's on my second monitor of my well, actually my iPad. I think it's pretty cool how the iPad can double as a second monitor for a MacBook. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so image being pasted is too large. Okay. Right. So this was pretty much my analysis for earlier this week. I was telling the Discord how I wanted to see sell side taken first, and then we could potentially see some buy side here. The reason I was looking for bullishness overall is because we don't have SMT on these highs over here, which is why I think, like, to me, this down move looks like just a rate on liquidity because we have all this low resistance liquidity resting below, right? We spiked lower, failed to take out those lows, engineering and inducing even more liquidity because everyone's probably buying at the support level or quote unquote support level. We dig down deeper, a little lower. That's why we took our short yesterday for, you know, from 9:30 I entered and then I took profit at this low pretty much. And then today looking for bullishness. So that's pretty much the narrative behind everything I'm looking at so far. But yeah, that's my expectations. I long term, I do want to see this draw be hit. I think NFP is gonna send us here, to be honest. So maybe we could get something like, you see all this liquidity resting above here. It's too clean, so we're probably gonna run that out. Maybe get a retracement, maybe some consolidation. AMD schematic, NFP driving us higher, something like that. Tuesday. So Thursday is gonna be a bank holiday, by the way. So I think Thursday's most definitely gonna be consolidation, most likely. So I'm not saying NFP is gonna be two stage. I think it's gonna be. So we're gonna like get something like this maybe, and then NFP sends us higher, and this NFP spike is probably gonna create some sort of SMT, and then next week maybe we can like gauge another SMT on the highs and then look for lower prices, something like that. But I don't want to predict too far into the future because we never know. All I know is that in the moment right now, I'm bullish. That's all I know right now, right? In 11 minutes, we're going to get a candle closure above London high. That would be very promising on the hourly because this candle closure would serve as a true market structure shift with an inversion creating a balanced price range right here. You can take a look at this breaker block right here for a unicorn model, right? If we create a fair value gap after this. So lots of promising price action being put in right now. You just have to, I think if I had one tip for spotting drawn liquidity, try to spot what range are we in right now, right? External range liquidity causes reversals. Internal range liquidity causes continuations. So just think of it like that. Nice, good stuff, Zambada. I feel like you always be killing it. Like ever since you started joining the stream, you just been killing it. Actually, sorry, not ever since you've been joining the stream. From day one, you've been killing it. But yeah, I mean, I honestly feel like I might just end the stream a little early here, so I can enjoy my vacation. Is there any are there any questions before I head out here? What's your question, J Trading? What is your question? Bro, I gave the signal, man. I gave it. I gave it, bro. Okay, let's see. What are you gonna do with the vacay time? I'm spending time with my girl's family, so that's pretty awesome. Yesterday, trading from the like honestly, in what profession can you make like actually yesterday I didn't make any money because I was trading evals, but in what okay, yesterday I made 4,600 times 5, right, on evals. But still, it's like just imagine that was a lot of fun. It is like in what profession can you make that kind of money just on your phone in a car ride while driving? You know, it's crazy. No, no J trading. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I have a hard time to tell an entry usually too early. When do you feel most comfortable to enter? When I have stacked SMT. So, once again, my model's higher time frame level must be present. Two, SMT must be present. And if you want to add at that, I like actually I say SMT, but really what I mean is stacked SMT. And then third is a lower time frame structure, which is some sort of clean drawn liquidity. But yeah, really great stream today. I think that 10 a.m. is probably gonna give us a continuation, in my opinion. Uh, oh wait, let me take a look at the other markets. I would expect a continuation. Let's see how this closes. What's a true SMT? What do you mean by that? Starting to trade driving right away. I actually just left the phone on my lap, screen recording the whole time when I was driving. I don't like how YM failed to close above London High. I trade. Honestly, I trade whatever looks clean, but recently I've just been executing on like the 15 or 5 minute. I don't really use the 1 minute that much anymore, or anything below the 5 minute. I don't use it too much anymore. Cause what I found was whenever I trade a 1 minute lower than that, it's like I just find these baby moves, and it just really messes up my trading. There's still 5 minutes in this candle, by the way, until 10 a.m. news. So I'm expecting this low over here to be low of the week. It's my expectations. I'll be very disappointed if otherwise. Let's see how my tape reading skills are. See how we react to London High. If we treat it as support on ES, then I think we have hope. Is there a one-on-one call available through your one session? Yeah, I do have that available, but I raised the price because there was too many people signing up, so I will be pretty booked up for the next 2 weeks. So if you go on my Calendly, you'll probably see. I do 500 per hour. Originally, it was around like when I first started it, it was like probably like 4 or 5 months ago. I did $300 per hour, and then now I raised it because it's pretty time consuming. So I was just trying to like raise the barrier, and then I think eventually I just make it something crazy. So no, just I think that's why people like actually like keep booking though. I think they just yeah, you could go to my YouTube. There's like full videos and lectures. And the reason I don't post that often is genuinely I don't want to put out garbage. I generally just put out the gems and like left it there. That's why I haven't been posting. Because I was thinking, I was like, what do people need to understand to be more successful in ICT? And I just put it out there, right? And now it's like I feel like I put out everything you actually already need. So I don't even know what content. Maybe I'll just do like I don't know. I'll do some more general videos maybe on trading. It's like how I do risk management and stuff like that. Was confluence for my execution? Oh, this looks good for continuation, by the way. Was my confluence for execution 4 hour SMT inside a weekly fair value gap RDRB on ES and then fair value gap on NQ. And then we had a 1 hour SMT with previous day low, and then we had a 15-minute SMT with London session low, and then we create a balanced price range. That balanced price range is my execution window. Enter and looking for volatility injection higher, especially because we just rated a massive liquidity pool in the higher time frame. This is the top down. Here, I go to the hourly chart. Looks the cleanest, I guess, but it's gonna be pretty messy here, right? You know what? I'm not gonna do this for you guys. You know why? Because I spoke it. I want you guys to go in your own chart and annotate it. That's the only way you're gonna learn. That's the only way you're gonna learn. So I want you guys to look at the range we're in on ES. We took at that low. We have a SMT on the lows on the 4 hour chart. Okay. We have a SMT on the lows with a 1 hour chart. We have an SMT on the lows with a 15-minute chart. Now go study that. Go annotate that in your own chart. Yes. So your previous week low is coupled with your 4 hour. So on that note, I will be heading out here, and I appreciate all of you guys as always for joining the live. Um, type 1 if you're satisfied with the stream. Type 2 if you have a question you want me to answer before I go, and you just need to quickly type it out. For the free Q&A in Discord, um, I think maybe Jason will do. I don't know if Jason will do it, but if he's down, then he will. Maybe Elijah as well. We'll see. Actually, I think Elijah's at work, so we'll see. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining as always, and have a great day.